welcome to another installment from Right On Precision Hunting and Reviews. I'm Tristan. Today we're taking a look at the GRS rifle stock. It doesn't matter what barrel and actions in this particular stock because they make them for just about everything that you can imagine. This particular one happens to be a Seiko 85 calibered in 308 for those who are interested, but they, like I say, do inlets for almost everything. Howlers, Tickers, Remingtons, Seikos, you name it. The guys have got a very, very wide market now. The stock is a laminated stock, laminated, that sort of thing. What laminated is, for those who don't know, if you can imagine getting a bunch of very, very thin timbers, gluing them all together with extremely high, hot temperature glues, and then moulding it to this shape is a laminated stock. It's all laminated together. It's not a laminate like some people have asked me, like a kitchen bench. That's Laminex. It's a totally different product. In building materials, just on a side note, where they've typically in the past used solid timbers for structural timber before, in modern building we actually now use laminated timber because it is stronger. So just a side note. The big thing with the GRS stock, and you'll hear me say this word time and time again throughout the review, is ergonomics. They have tried to make a rifle stock which is as ergonomic as possible. It's a massive, massive feature, and they have hit the nail on the head in just about every single area that you touch the rifle. Getting straight to it, starting at the front of the stock here, it's a bull barrel. A bull barrel is something, it's like quite a big fat forend, which is fantastic. It takes less muscle movement and manipulation to hold something wider, more of a platform, something like that, opposed to when you have to wrap your hands further around something. By using less effort is less effort, so it's going to be a good thing. Under the front here, there is a swivel, a sling swivel stud, so you can put, quite obviously, a sling on it, or as been done in this instance is put a Harris bipod, which, for those who are interested, does also double with its own sling stud. Moving backwards from there, and the first thing I want to point out at this point, given that we're playing with a rifle, that there is no bolt in this rifle. I can quite clearly see there's no ammunition in it, so as I'm going to now start picking it up, it's safe for us to do so. Working backwards from the forend there, this section here, where in a normal shooting application your hand has almost all but no touch at all, it's very, very narrow, and that's quite obviously because you don't need anything there. You want it right out of the way. For throwing rounds, bolt manipulation, moving your hand around the rifle, you want it to be as slim as possible, and it is, which is fantastic. Moving under the rifle, this particular barrel and action does have a internal magazine there, so it's very, very narrow and thin where it comes around, where you can get to there. You can access your magazine release very, very easily, and your trigger guard and all that sort of thing, no problems at all. Pardon me. Moving backwards from there, probably one of the standout features of the GRS stock is this very, very cool borderline pistol grip looking stock. So a true pistol grip would look like a pistol. This one does have a inlet off, like an extra bit off the left hand side. Now with this, if you hold your hand out in your natural position, just hold it out like that, what you'll find, or if you had a measure, in a normal position, your hand is resting at 6 degrees. Funnily enough, the inlet here, the sculpting, has been also done at 6 degrees. So if I pull my hand around and get on the rifle like I would if I was going to shoot it, I am very, very, very comfortable there. My hand is actually in its natural position. It's how you would normally how you would rest, which is why it hasn't been thought of previously, where you get rifles that roll in and out and that sort of thing. I don't know why. It's a very smart thing. Even down to the little thing like this little knuckle here. One, it gives you a very nice little grip that you can put your hand under, but when you're in your sort of safe position where you're bringing your hand up, you've got a nice little piece for your knuckle to roll over. It feels very, very strong, very, very sturdy and that sort of thing. Also the sculpting around the finger grips there, as your fingers go around, all the way around to the left hand side, and if I bring this towards the camera, you can see that that there is just very, very nice. It's where the most critical part of the rifle, where you hold it, is probably one of the most comfortable parts of the whole thing. You'll notice that there is a very, very good cutout down here, and why you see rifle stocks in today's day, and knowing what we know today, that have a full rifle, you know, full stock like that, other than a shotgun maybe, I don't know why. In this position from here, I can pull my left hand under here, pull the rifle into my shoulder. I've got a very, very, very good shooting position from here. That there is a fantastic shooting position. If you didn't have that, what you would find is that you would be there, and then you would have to be coming around like this, or you'd be holding the rifle up there, which you may not want to do. So that's a good thing. There's also provision under here, as this particular rifle has, as a monopod. I do apologise. They don't come standard with the monopod, but as you can see, you can put it on. Flipping over once again, you'll see that there is another stud here for your sling. You quite obviously have adjustable cheek weld and length of pull, and the way that the guys from GRS have done this is fantastic. One of my favourite sayings is keep it simple, stupid, and they really, really have. If I press the button in here, I can pull it out in one piece. First thing I'll note is this is all stainless steel. It's screwed in so it can be replaced. My finger's still on the button. If I let the button off, that's all there is. There's no buttons and screws and cam locks and bits and pieces in there. It's a stainless steel button. On the inside here, it's got a little bit of thread. Now, for your adjustability, some cheek welds will have 1 or 2 or 3 lugs positions that they can go to, which is more the merrier. This is a threaded rod with, like I just mentioned, threaded in here. So your amount of adjustability is literally as many threads as there are on this rod. It's kind of infinite. So if I just put that back in there, it's that easy. It's very, very simple, and like I say, the amount of adjustability in that is fantastic. Put it back down again. It's exactly the same system for the rear, so that can go all the way in and all the way out. Now, on rear adjustability, length of pull adjustability, I hear a lot of people say, well, I've set the rifle to me, I put my correct butt pad in or whatever I've done, it's set to me and that's done, which is kind of incorrect. In the standing position, you're going to be pulling the rifle into yourself, and you're going to want a very short length of pull. In a seated position, to acquire the same eye relief to your scope, you're going to want a medium length of pull. In the prone position, when you're laying all the way down, your shoulder actually kind of goes backwards, your arm comes forward, but you do have a longer length of pull again. So you're going to want that even longer again. So there's 3 instances where you're going to want to change your length of pull to have exactly the right eye relief. And I'm not saying that the people that don't have it have stuffed up their rifle and they're going to be missing, but I'm just saying it could be better. And that's what they've done at GRS. The other thing that you might take note is you've set up your rifle with a thin t-shirt on, like I've got right at the minute. Now you're in winter and you're laying down and you've got a jacket on and you've got your backpack on, you're taking a critical shot, your length of pull is going to be a fair way off in that instance. So that adjustability, say you set it up for yourself, I'm pressing the wrong button, say you set it up somewhere in the middle, that way you can go either way, you're always going to be comfortable. It's a great feature. The ergonomics of the rifle is really what sells it for me. A lot of people say you should never buy a rifle based on the way it looks. Well, you wouldn't buy anything if you hated the way it looked. I think you should buy something based on its, you know, how eye-pleasing it is, and these ones look fantastic. The other one thing I will note, because these rifles, everyone's, you know, chasing accuracy, of course. I won't get a piece of paper, I've kind of got a bit of cardboard here. Thick. All the way down. Nice thick piece of board there, fully floated all the way down. That's going to aid and add to your accuracy. That's the GRS stock. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helps you. If you do like it, you can hit the GRS site. As I may have mentioned before, they do a heap of different colours. This one's quite obviously like a black charcoal, which looks beautiful. They do reds and greens and blues, and then they also do a variant, which is kind of like a camo effect. One point that I will like to make just in closing, and I'm sorry for those who already know this, but not everyone does, when you're cleaning a rifle, you should always have the barrel facing down. That's because the solvents that you're putting in it, that way are going to roll down and out your barrel, opposed to back into your action and down onto your laminated stock. Now, rifle stock manufacturers have come quite a way in recent years, and the materials that they use are a lot better these days than what they previously were. But I will say, timber and laminated rifle stocks do not particularly like solvents. One, use a good bore guide. The bore guides that I use are absolutely brilliant, are the Lucas bore guides. I have done a review on that, and you might want to go back and watch it. They're fantastic. They're action and caliber specific bore guide, and cleaning rod specific as well. But that is a hot tip. You don't want to get solvents on your timber stock. Until the next one, I'll see you around.